Hello, everybody, and welcome to the weekly stream. I'm streaming this a little bit early because I am getting under the weather with some coughs and whatnot. You might hear that through this. And you'd think if I'm doing it like this, I would be ready in advance. I'm not. So not much different from a regular show, honestly. Just me kind of like flailing around until things work. And yeah, so that's where things are standing right now. There we go. So, made a bit of a promise to talk a little bit about the tariffs that are happening currently. Now, who knows what will happen with this, even in the next few days. There seems to be a lot of posturing happening, but the short end of things is comics will be subject to a 25% border tax. And most comics are printed here in Canada. Transcontinental is the biggest publisher of single issue comics everywhere, and they've said a long time ago that if this were to happen, they would give publishers a 90 days of grace, basically, where they in fact would be covering the tariff charges for publishers. Now, I think this is a way for Transcontinental to retain a lot of their customers. Insofar as that, it would also be impossible for these tariffs to last more than 90 days. That would be purely bonkers. The effects it'll have on the American economy will force a lot of the rich pants people who are whispering into Trump's ear about things to kind of force an issue where he'd have to pull back on them. That's just how it's going to have to happen, because the last time these tariffs were threatened, folks in the automotive industry basically said that production would grind to a halt within a week. That includes everywhere, Canada, United States, Mexico, and that would cause huge cascading problems all the way down the line. So if that one industry, you kind of expand that out to a blanket of all industries, and what we are doing in retaliation, you will be probably, hopefully, seeing some swift changes on what's being tariffed, how things are going, but we will see in the next coming days. Comics should not be affected right away, but if and when they are, we will let you know. Now, we have a little announcement beyond all the weird tariff stuff to make. There is soon going to be a store signing. And at that store signing, we are going to have the artist of Assorted Crisis Events in store. You will be finding that happening on Saturday, March 15th, the week of release for Assorted Crisis Events. It's Zawadski, good old Canadian boy, will be coming to the store from noon to 3, and we'll be setting up. We'll have a lot of copies of Assorted Crisis Events. We'll have some copies of some of his other books, and yeah, he'll be available to maybe chat with a little bit, sign some books. You do not have to have purchased a copy of Assorted Crisis Events from us to attend. We're not that kind of establishment, friends. But yeah, if you want to go, definitely show up on that Saturday. I'm very excited to have Eric in the store and to be promoting this book, which is one of, well, truly one of my absolute favorites. I've had the privilege of being able to read the first 5 issues of this series. The second to fifth ones had not been colored, and the dialogue had been finalized. But boy, are these affecting stories. Assorted Crisis Events is basically stories about people during a huge time crisis like you would see in a big crossover. And in them sort of navigating through life, it's also Dennis Camp and Eric Zawadski really digging through human emotion and displaying that in some pretty remarkable ways. I really like some timing techniques that happen in second issue. I really like some parallels that happen in the third. It's a really cool stuff to see, and he'll be in store. It'll be really cool to have him down and sign some books. So definitely check that out. That is on March 15th. There will be more information going out about that tomorrow. You are hearing this first on the stream. So good for you. Congratulations. Now that sorry, with that out of the way, I'm going to get to the piles that I have, and we're going to go pretty quick. So if you want something, put it down in the comments. I'm probably watching this along with you. So hi, me. Are you taking care of yourself? Did you take your cough medicine? Do it. I know it sucks. Just do it. Hope you got lozenges. If not, 7-Eleven's not too far. Go get some lozenges, kid. Take care of yourself. What are you doing? All right. We're kicking things off with Blade Forger. This is from the Miranda brothers, who had a fair hit before Aftershock dried up. We'll talk about that in a little bit here. But this is their next one, Blade Forger, from Mad Cave Studios. The discovery of Quorum, a never-seen-before energy source, led to a bloody world war for its control. After years of desolation, the Lords of the Lands agreed to negotiate a ceasefire for lasting peace. The Blade Forgers Treaty was born from that meeting. This treaty established mining of Quorum would be centralized through one government led by a neutral emperor. The emperor would have to be a blade forger, a mystical swordsman, and claim the title in a tournament called the Tournament of the Five Rings. And every 5 years, blade forgers from every corner of the empire would fight for the possibility of becoming the new emperor. A young blade forger named Awada challenges the emperor in the name of the Forsaken people, and this is the story of what comes next. So the place that you might know the Miranda brothers from in terms of what they've done before. Oh, this might take a little while. We Live. That's the one that they did for Aftershock that everybody got cuckoo banana over, and a wonderful series, a good kind of fantasy series that a couple different realms, but starts fantasy, heads to sci-fi, and it is sort of like a young people making their way through a world that's maybe slightly apocalyptic. All right, I forgot to do this. We have Web of Spider-Verse New Blood. This is the next batch of Spider-Verse stuff. It's actually going to lead to the Spider-Verse and the Venom-verse clashing. So all these different versions of Spider-Man and Venom are going to do some fisticuffs this summer, and this is the kickoff to that. We've got Sister Imperator from Dark Horse Comics. Sister Imperator has been integral to the band Ghost and its lore since its founding. A representative of the clergy, she and her past have been shrouded in mystery until now. Discover Sister Imperator's hidden history and the gruesome events that led her to become the woman both loved and feared by so many, from her innocent origins in small-town New England to the force behind Ghost. We have the first issue of Teen Titans Go! They are back in single issue form, and this issue is a lot of fun. It takes place shortly after their last series was canceled. And the Teen Titans try and do a bevy of different art styles to maybe entice DC into republishing them. It is really cool to see because you get a bunch of wonderful variety of styles, including sort of more of the 80s, 90s vibe, post-apocalypse, indie comics, even the 80s and Archie and like the whole meal deal. What they end up doing to solve all the problems is also pretty funny. I really enjoyed this book. Teen Titans Go is also a show that I like to turn my brain off and watch sometimes when it's on. It's just sort of like, let things wash over me. Don't have to pay attention to the world because the world is bonkers. We have the new Secret Six books from Nicole Maines and Steven Segovia. This is sort of a Suicide Squad style story, but does feature Nicole Maines is a dreamer who she played in Supergirl TV series, and who has been an integral part to a few of the last big things happening in DC Comics. And so she has her own super team now that are going to be sort of like a dark age of just getting things done, friends. We have the return of Monkey Meat from Juniba. I love this series so much. It is sort of an anthology series that takes a look at capitalism and stuff like that, but builds out this wild fantasy area. I love it so much. Monkey Meat going on vacation. How about a hellish African fantasy island run by a corporation selling cans of monkey meat? Enjoy a vacation format with the two tales, games, and double the trauma and excitement, is what it says. But yeah, it is a wild series that the first one has. It's hard to explain. Because it's biting satire, but it is so much fun on the back. Entertainment Weekly described it as epic Dragon Ball Z style action, and Comics Bookcase said madcap excellence. We have the next What If Mickey and Disney crossed over with Marvel. What if they became the Avengers? These books have been selling quite well to folks, young and old, and they take a lot of the bigger European artists that are still working on Disney books. Disney books are still big over in Europe, and do some stories. I'm gonna make it, I promise. We have the loose end from the folks at Titan Comics and Hardcase Crime. It is an homage to classic 90s crime drama movies, tied up, tortured, and thrown into a world of chaos. Get ready for the wildest ride of your life, with crushing debt, a nameless career, and a thirst for the high life punching down on him. Failing screenwriter Stephen Hollis is handed a ticket out of his dead-end lifestyle, an offer he can't refuse from the mob. All he has to do is kill the biggest exec in Hollywood. And finally, for single issues, we have Doctor Strange of Asgard. What's that about? Well, for those of you who don't know, in this one world under Doom, Doom is kind of in charge of the Marvel Universe at the moment. Doctor Strange no longer is the Sorcerer Supreme. That would be Doctor Doom. That happened to stop a whole bunch of vampires one time. And now Doctor Strange is hanging out in other digs. This is from Derek Landy with Carlos Mango doing the art. And it basically finds Stephen Strange in another realm. The pairing actually works really well, I should say. Because you have sort of the high magic with a lot of the epic fantasy that Asgard brings. It's really good. We have Harley Quinn's Bud and Lou, Trouble Times 2. This is an all-ages book about Harley's hyenas, Bud and Lou. They've been framed for stealing Wonder Woman's lasso of truth, and now super pets Ace and Jump expect the four-legged criminal sidekicks to help them find it. Can these horrible hyenas stomach acting like the heroes long enough to be reunited with their beloved supervillain Harley Quinn? This is by Ben Head, the creator behind the wildly popular Instagram page at pet_foolery. That is PET_FOOLERY. Brings his signature humor and charm to some of DC's favorite furry friends. We've got a couple of prose books here that were recommended that I keep in stock. These are pretty cool. They kind of flip the lives of some Disney princesses. So you have the princess swap. Here is what would happen if Cinderella found herself in the Beast's castle and Beauty woke up in some evil stepmother's home. And what would happen if Sleeping Beauty was handed a poison apple and Snow White faced off against a dragon. So you have those, and look at these beautiful pages. I am very excited about this. I've heard great things from people. I have obviously not had a chance to read these, but I highly respect the people who recommended them to me. And At $14 Canadian, it's a little cool thing for some of your Disney-fied people. We have Soma, and this is a beautiful looking book. I love it so much. Maya is a comic book artist in the middle of a creative crisis. She's constantly stressed out about deadlines and feels like she's not doing the type of work she loves. In between trying to fight her writer's block and doling out dating advice to her best friend, Maya receives an unexpected visitor, Soma, an extraterrestrial who crash lands in Maya's living room. Soma delivers a message to Maya, warning her that an alien invasion of her own kind is fast approaching and he needs her help to stop it. So a little bit of creator's frustration and a lot of bit of action in this nice sci-fi thing. The art is absolutely gorgeous. It's all like this on the interior. I love it so much. Finally, the soft cover of Superman Space Age. Now, this is sort of more of like a real-time Superman story as told by Mark Russell with art by Mike Allred. Clark Kent, a young reporter who just learned the world will soon come to an end, and there's nothing he can do to save it. Sounds like a job for his alter ego, Superman. After years of standing idle, the young man from Krypton defies the wishes of his father to come out to the world as the first superhero of the space age. As each decade passes and new dangers emerge, he wonders whether this will be the one that kills and everyone he loves. Superman realizes even good intentions are not without the backlash as the world transforms into a place as determined to destroy itself as he is to save it. On the opposite end, we have the first volume of The Great Pup Detective by Lena Taiso. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that name right. Might not be. Truffles enjoys nothing more than peace and quiet. Since he's the only pet in the house, his main job is to find the best place to take a nice long nap, preferably a spot in the warm sunshine. But that was before Poppy burst on the scene. Poppy is loud, enthusiastic, and excitable, as all puppies tend to be, but she's also no ordinary puppy. Oh no, Poppy is a pup detective. She's got an eye for crime and a nose to solve any and all mysteries that come her way. Like, for example, the mystery of what exactly is the mystery anyway. Now, with the precious me time so rudely disrupted, Truffles makes it his mission to trap Poppy so that he can be rid of her once and for all. Will his plan to ship her to the North Pole be a success, or will Truffles discover he and Poppy actually can be good friends, and perhaps even mystery-solving partners? It comes with a beautiful sticker that we got from the creator. This is going to be a good one to get to all ages people. It has a lot of it's easy reading level, ages 6 to 9, it says, and it's so cute. It's as cute as heck, and I want so many people to find it. We have the first volume of Red Coat from the folks at Ghost Machine. This is from Jeff Johns and Brian Hitch as part of the Ghost Machine line. Yeah, Brandon, just fire up the brain. British soldier and all-around rogue Simon Pure has led quite an exciting life, or lives really. After a failed assassination of George Washington at the Battle of Trenton in 1776, Simon stumbled upon hooded figures performing a bizarre ritual that accidentally gave him immortality. Since that fateful day, Simon has died and returned countless times over, rubbing elbows and sometimes fists with history's most renowned figures, including his nemesis Benedict Arnold, Albert Einstein, and many more. But what are the true origins and extent of Simon's powers and the clandestine cabal behind them? And how will this group intend to use him to destroy America? Simon aims to find out, even if it finally kills him. We have the direct market edition of Minor Arcana. This is very exciting for folks who've been waiting for it to collect Jeff Lemire's Minor Arcana 1 to 5. When Teresa's mom, a phony small-town psychic, falls ill, Teresa has to return home to take care of her. But she soon discovers that everyone in town is mysteriously connected to the tarot, and that she may actually have real psychic abilities. Now it's up to her to reconcile with her ailing mother, confront her failures of her past, and help the town she'd spent her entire life running from. This does pull on a lot of Jeff Lemire's threads of small town and feeling kind of like a little claustrophobic about returning there sometimes, and the threads that familial ties will pull, both good and bad. And this is a book that I really enjoy reading. Jeff Lemire does the writing and the art for it, and it has a brilliant use of magic and tarot that is laced into the storytelling. It's really cool. And finally, this week, before I wrap up and try and upload this so you can all watch it at 7 p.m., it's the collected edition of Spectrograph, a gorgeous book from Distillery. This from James Tynan IV and Christian Ward, with letters from Adia Bidikar. For years, the mansion has sat strangely nestled into the coastline, just a short drive north of Los Angeles. Rumors have haunted the place for years. Its owner, a titan of American industry with a perverse fascination with the occult and the paranormal. For decades, the richest men and women in the country have whispered to each other, trying to understand what he is building alone in that mansion for all those years. And now, finally, with his death and his estate open for sale, they are eager to find out for themselves. Now, of course, since this is a James Tynan book, it's not spooky at all, and doesn't haunt your dreams. Not in the slightest. Well, folks, we have come to the end of our time together. I am going to go home. Well, more likely get some lozenges and go home. Thank you all for watching. Apologies for this being a recorded stream again. Next week should be live. The next 2 weeks should be live. And the week after that, my dad will be in town again, so I'll probably be having supper with him, hanging out, talking about boy stuff, and eating food. All right, folks, I'm losing it. Thank you for being here. We will talk to you all again soon. Bye.